First of all, I'd like to thank you all for being here and taking the time out of your day to join us, especially those who have braved the rain and took off work. And Uncle Sam, thanks for being here. Today, our campaign filed both in Forest and Lamar County a petition asking the court to review the documents from the election of June 4th for the mayor here in Hattiesburg. And we're going to present to them through our petition some of the things that we found that concern us, some irregularities. The most important thing I want the people of Hattiesburg to know and the surrounding area is we want to thank them for their patience. We have committed from day one that we're going to make sure that this was open and honest, and we're also going to make sure that the process, as we follow it, is very efficient. And that's why we filed both in Lamar and Forest County today. Whichever court can pick it up the fastest and can expedite this through, we want to do that. We know that the people are anxious for good results and honest results. I think they're equally anxious to make sure that at the end of the day, the process is transparent. And so that's where we have gone today. I've got some people here with me that will explain a little bit about what we found going through the examination process. Understand that this is just the next step. Now we go through a process of looking and seeing what judge can pick this up and when they can get it on their court docket. We're anxious to get that done very quickly if we can, but I want to make sure that you guys get to get some answers to the questions that you might have. And so one of our legal team members is here with us today, and so I'll let Corey Wilson step up and talk to you a little bit about what we found through the examination.
Glad to do that, Dave. I'm Corey Wilson, and I'm going to be working with the campaign and with Dave to bring this petition to what is hopefully a very speedy trial. The bottom line that's detailed in the petition that we filed is that when you consider all the legal votes that were cast, all the votes that should have been counted, Dave Ware actually won. We found serious irregularities relating to many aspects of the way the election was conducted, particularly with regard to absentee ballots. Let me give you some examples. There were 606 absentee ballots cast. By our calculations and under careful review of the requirements of Mississippi law, about half of those ballots should not have been counted. By contrast, the poll managers the day of the election rejected less than 2% of those ballots. So those ballots were not legally cast in the election. We also have a number of other serious irregularities. We have instances of felons who have been disenfranchised. In other words, they've been convicted of crimes that remove their right to vote, who nonetheless voted on election day. We have another person who voted from the Forest County Jail who was only 17. It appears he voted for his father by absentee ballot. The notary that came to the jail and notarized 36 ballots that were counted actually notarized an application that had no signature on it, which is also illegal, since that's what the notary is supposed to be looking at in the first place. So there are a number of those irregularities that are detailed in this petition and a number of others, and we look forward to proving those at trial during the court hearing on this case.
Also with us today is another member of our legal team, David. David, do you have anything? Throughout this process, I want to say thank you to the people of Hattiesburg. The support that you've shown us has been tremendous. And as we go through something like this, we want to make sure we're doing it thoughtfully and prayerfully. And we're going to make sure that as we continue, that we're doing that. We're asking for your patience and your continued support. The team that's looking at this are looking and wanting one thing and one thing only: honest and open elections. And that's what we're working for today. Thank you.
So we'll take a few questions. We'll take a few questions for these guys if you have them at this time.
I have a question. We've been informed that some of the notaries were the mayor's wife as well as another election official. Can you identify who notarized a blank document with no signature? Would it be the mayor's wife or an election official?
No, it was a notary that went to the prison and notarized all 36 of the ballots that were actually cast and counted. There's a discrepancy there. There were only 30 requests for ballots on file with the city clerk's office. So the ballot numbers don't match up, but then also it appears that the notary was there and did them all en masse as opposed to one at a time to allow each voter to vote in secret.
Have you talked to anyone from the mayor's office or him himself since any of this has happened?
No, I've spoken to the mayor immediately after I think during the affidavit vote process as he was traveling out of town. That's the only contact that we've had. Any other questions?
Have you found any city employees to have worked during Election Day while they were being paid in possible violation of the Hatch Act?
We're gathering evidence on all the points that are in our petition. Obviously, there's been a lot of work that's gone into this, a lot of careful study through the ballot examination, and all I can say at this point is that we look forward to proving the allegations at trial.
Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Thank y'all. Corey Wilson, C-O-R-Y-W-I-L-S-O-N. I'm not